Hey guys, welcome back to Just Piddling Barbecue. Today this is going to be a non-cooking video. Hopefully this is going to be my last video where I don't cook something. Just want to give you an update on how I'm doing and what's going on the past week or so. I gave you an update on some health issues that I had had and that kind of thing, and just want to give you an update, and also to put this video out for people that might have Afib issues and people who go through a catheter ablation procedure and what to expect from that. I had Afib, and I'd been in Afib for about 3 months, since March, and just really exhausted, really tired. Chest felt heavy, heart wasn't beating right, and didn't sleep well. Just all around just felt like crap, and we made the decision to have a catheter ablation done. I had the catheter ablation done this past Wednesday. Had to stay in the hospital overnight on Thursday. Got to come home Thursday around lunch, and have just kind of been taking it easy over the past couple of days, just trying to heal up. So I kind of want to give everybody who's going through this an idea of what to expect if you're thinking about doing a catheter ablation, want to know if it's worth it or not, and what to expect from it. Basically, a catheter ablation is when they put catheters. They go in through your groin, and for me they went in both sides, my left and right inner thigh and my groin area, and basically they go into your groin, into your femoral arteries, femoral veins, and put catheters in there and go all the way up to your heart, and they find the areas that are misfiring, causing your heart to beat irregularly, and they, either with heat or with freezing temperatures, they kind of cauterize that area, create scar tissue so that the misfiring stops. And so basically that's what they did on Wednesday. For me, I remember waking up after the procedure, and the first thing I did was look at the monitor they had to see if my heart was in rhythm, and it was. And that's the first time in 3 months that it had been in sinus rhythm, or beaten correctly. And I mean, I can't explain how good I felt knowing that it worked and that my heart was beating correctly. The feeling that I've had since then is just relief. I'm sleeping better. I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my chest, literally. My chest doesn't feel heavy. I can breathe deeper and get a good breath. I don't feel tired. I just feel, I feel good. And so I would recommend this to anybody. If I had 1,000 chances to do this, I would do it all 1,000 times. So if you're going through Afib and you've had it for a while, and you know what I'm talking about when I tell you, the sleepless nights and the just exhausted feeling that you have, and the heavy chest feeling, and feeling the abnormal beats, and just being tired and all that, talk to your doctor about getting a catheter ablation done. The day of the procedure, we had to be at the hospital about 5 o'clock in the morning. Our procedure was supposed to be at 7:30. At about 5:45, I guess, they took me up and kind of started the IV and all that stuff. And then I guess it was about 7 o'clock, they took me to the pre-op room, where I got to talk with anesthesiologists, and I talked with my cardiologist who was going to be doing the procedure and that kind of thing. and then we went into the operating room. The operating room was it was a little bit intimidating, to be honest with you, because I never thought I would have to go through something like this, but there was actually about 10 people in the operating room when I went in there. A huge flat screen TV, but it was broken up into like 5 or 6 pictures on there, with different monitors on there, monitoring my heartbeats in different chambers, I guess, and like a 3D model of my heart that they could manipulate to see where the catheters were in my heart and that kind of thing. All kind of pads all over me with wires and all that stuff, but I was probably in there 5 minutes, and then the guy said, I'm gonna give you something to relax, and pretty much I didn't make it to 30 seconds and I was out. So that's all I can tell you about it, which might not be a bad thing. The procedure took about 2 hours and 40 minutes, and then I woke up. One of the worst parts about it was that I'd been laying in a hospital bed for probably an hour or so before they started, and then the procedure lasted close to 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes or so, laying on that flat bed. And then when I was in recovery, I've had a lower back surgery years ago, but my back was just really stiff. My hips were hurting, but they wouldn't let me sit up. And I know there's a reason why, and that's because they went into your femoral artery and they don't want anything to cause it to start bleeding, especially because I was on a blood thinner, so they don't want you to sit up and create that flex point at your hips. So I guess I got out of there about 10:30, and I couldn't sit up at all until 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock they sat me up to about 30 degrees, and then at 3 o'clock I could sit up and start moving around a little bit, but just lower back pain, and my hips, where the insertions were on my groin area, they were hurting pretty bad. Also, something I didn't expect, my throat was hurting just as much as my groin was, because of the intubation tube that they put in your throat. And man, that hurt for about 2 days. Really sore. It's better today. Today is Sunday, so that was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today's Sunday, so I'm working on 4 days of recovery. My groin area, around the insertions, they're really bruised. I mean, I look like I've been kicked by a horse right now. Not nearly as sore as they were 2 days ago. Yesterday I kind of was a little bit too ambitious and got up yesterday morning and started doing some things, messing around with the cooler and messing around with the grill a little bit, trying to get back into things. And probably about lunchtime I was hurting pretty good, so I just took some pain medicine and relaxed the rest of the day. So the recovery period is taking a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it is what it is. I'll take it, because again, I feel so much better now after the ablation. I have a doctor's appointment 6 weeks from now. I'll go back then. I'll continue on the blood thinners until I go back, and hopefully when I go back and everything's still good, I can get off of those, which is one of my goals, and then everything will pretty much be back to normal. So just want to update you on that. If you have any questions about my ablation or anything like that, please ask, and I'll answer any questions that I can. Like I say, I was asleep through the whole thing, so I can only tell you about before and after situations there. As far as my channel goes, I hope to start cooking again tomorrow. I'll make my first cooking video since all this started happening tomorrow. So if you have any requests for that, please leave them in the description box, and I'll see if I can do those. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'll just have to go to the store, see what they got, come back and fire up the smoker. So I'm looking forward to that too. And I'm also debating on whether to do just, you know, random cooks like I've been doing, or I think kind of what I've decided on is maybe starting, since I'm starting back, just starting to do series. You know, maybe a poultry series, or a beef series, or maybe a series of sides where I do 3 or 4 videos of nothing but sides that you can do on your smoker. You know, tailgating, a tailgater series, you know, maybe a burger series, whatever. So if you got some ideas about some series that you would like to see or something like that, leave those in the description box, and maybe that'll help me make a decision on how I'm going to start my channel back. But I'm looking forward to that. But again, if there's anything you got as far as the channel goes, or any of you going through the Afib situation and debating on the catheter ablation and have some questions about that, please ask those as well, and I'll answer them the best that I can. So until next time, I'll be peddling.